All right, so before this video starts, I wanted to remind you or let you know that this Sunday, March 26th, I'm doing something that I haven't done in a while, which is a webinar, right? Last time I did one was in December. It ended up being a 4-hour webinar, which I ended up calling the $500,000 thesis because I was going over the thesis that I've been leveraging to scale client acquisition.io, and that also based on the trends that I was seeing help our clients win faster than ever before. And since I've done that webinar, we've had the most wins we've ever had in our community. So what I wanted to do is do a $500,000 thesis 2.0, where I go over the offers that have been killing it based on the thesis. Like I'm going to be able to compare short form content, TikTok, UGC, leveraging influencers or UGC creators, as well as paid advertising offers. I'm going to compare it to the community building offers, and then I'm going to compare it to the conversion offers, which is appointment setting, email marketing. Email marketing for brands is somehow popping off again, or cold email outreach, appointment setting, and closer as a service. And lastly, if you're a systems person, then I'm also going to be covering that. And then I'm going to be going over what are the acquisition channels that have been working the best for these offers, and then what have been how our clients have actually been able to scale past 40, 50K a month, and how have they structured their sales process as well as their onboarding and their fulfillment in order to be able to sustain that much growth, right? We have over almost 5 clients who've gone from 0 to 50K a month in the last 60 to 90 days. Like, it's crazy, right? So yeah, I'm excited for you guys to join me. All you have to do is click the link below. You'll find the opt-in page here. We have only room for 500 people on the webinar. So, and I think we already have like 390 something people who've registered. So if you're last, then you may not actually make it to the webinar. But yeah, we've also created a Telegram group where everybody who joins the webinar is going to be able to just stay in there, communicate with each other, as well as have me involved in the community, just so we can actually take action on what we will be learning on Sunday. So that's pretty much it. Join if you want to change your life, and yeah, you don't have to join if you don't want to change your life, but I think this is going to be probably one of the best ones too, because I'm going to be inviting clients who've scaled their short form content agency to 40K, 50K a month, a client who's going to be leveraged AI to take their onboarding from literally a week, 7 to 10 days, back to 10 minutes by leveraging AI to build the copy, to do the market research, as well as integrate everything for his in e-com. So that's going to be pretty great. And yeah, and so much more. So if you want to access it, I don't want to make this intro too long, click the link below, sign up, and see you on Sunday. Nothing is better than being there on Sunday. Like nothing. Not a brunch with a beautiful girl, brunch with a beautiful man, nothing. Not even brunch with your grandmother. And I loved my grandmother, so trust me, I wouldn't have missed a brunch with my grandmother for nothing in the world, but I would have missed it for this webby. But yeah, anyway, love y'all, enjoy this video, bye bye. Hey guys, hope you're having a beautiful day. So in today's video, I wanted to do a short Q&A and also get to give you a tour of this spot where we're staying at. For those who don't know, I live in Montreal, Canada, and I have Isaiah, who's a GS. He's from Vancouver, and he's been staying with me for the last week or so. We've went to a cottage, now we're back in the city, and yeah, we're just grinding, building growthspecialist.io, and yeah, so let's get into it. So I made this post yesterday on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me. But is this Serge Gatari? I run client acquisition.io. Yeah, so that's that. So the first question is, Oscar asked, what opinions do you hold that are uncommon, right? I don't necessarily there's any opinion that is uncommon, but one thing that I do believe is that I lean more into the spiritual realm of things. So I'm not always logic with how I go about taking risks. Meaning, if I want to scale a company, the first thing that I'm going to look at is not, okay, like what is the strategy, what is the framework that I should be following to grow this company? The first step that I need to get clear on is, do I believe that I'm the person who can achieve it? Do I believe in myself enough to be able to go after this new goal, right? Most people, what ends up happening when they're chasing goals is that if they don't have the exact process the next 10 steps to actually get to their goal, the first obstacle that they will encounter, they will give up. And the reason why they give up is not actually because they lack the strategy, because the strategy is, the knowledge is there. I think that most people fail because they think that they can fail. In my opinion, I don't think that as a human that you can fail in life, because I don't know if you guys ever think about how you as a human even got to be created, but that's magical, right? So for me, just by understanding that like I've been created by this superpower thing, I don't know what it is. I also believe that in some shape or form, or in some way, I'm also related to that thing. So I may also be blessed with the power of, being able to accomplish anything, right? It's like we're life expressing itself, right? So why would you fail at growing a company? That's nothing, right? So, this answer is a bit vague, but because that's also vague. Like there are things that I don't necessarily know how to answer or how to share with everyone, but I believe that, we're tapped into the source. So I'm also just, I like to think about that we're more than just intelligence, that we're bigger than what we are physically and what we know, right? The next question is, how do you handle all the women while running a business? I believe that if you're not ready to get married, you should just stop wasting your time and other people's time. So, the assumption is, I know a lot of, especially guys, they'll see guys online who are winning and they'll think that, oh, that person, since he's winning financially, that he must be getting a lot of girls. And is it true that some guys who are winning are getting a lot of girls? Yeah. But for me, I don't necessarily spend a lot of time chasing women because I care about what that other person feels. So I don't necessarily want to go around breaking people's hearts. So I try to dim it down with how many people I deal with. I think most people don't understand this, but the same amount of energy and time it takes to get a girl is the same amount of time and energy it takes to get a client, right? It's the same amount of outreach, it's the same amount of thought process and thought, you running up, your thoughts to thinking about the girl. It's the same organization. You're gonna need to find a date. One of the craziest thing, and like right now, I finally got like an executive assistant. Like, do you know how hard it is to plan out a date? Like you have to go find these restaurants, and let's say it's Friday around 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. You have to find reservations. You have to ask the girl if she's available at 8 p.m. And then if she's not available, then you have to pick another date. And then you have to follow up with her in case you guys don't make it to the next date. It's like, no, I can't run 10 businesses, right? I can only run good business. And eventually I'll be in a period where finding the mother of my kids will be my focus. And when I'm in that phase, then I'll be spending and allocating a lot of my time and energy to perfecting my relationships and finding the right one. But I personally I haven't been able to juggle a lot of relationships with women. So I'd rather avoid it for now. The next question is, advices for teenagers who aim location and financial freedom. I'm building something called growthspecialist.io, right? And I believe that this is the product that is going to allow a lot of people, when I say a lot of people, achieve location and financial freedom in the most effortless and in the most effortless way. Why is that? Because this product is built around something that I'm paying my team to do already, right? By becoming a growth specialist, I have growth specialists earning anywhere from $3,000, $5,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a month. And they do it from all over the globe, right? So I have Isaiah, who's from Vancouver. I have Chanel, she's in London. I have Zoma, who's in India. So I have all, my team all around the world, and they're doing fine. So I was like, what if instead of pitching everybody like, hey, start a business, blah, blah, blah. You don't need money, you don't need all these things. But to be honest, anybody who tells you that you can start a business without needing capital, without needing expertise, they're just generally just trying to scam you and take your money, right? For me, I'd rather not do that. I'd rather focus on getting you the skill of knowing how to acquire attention organically and how to convert that attention into capital. And the only way you do that is by being able to do outbound prospecting and knowing how to conversate and how to actually, write well, right? So that's that. Bari said, is content really king? I don't know. Is it? You tell me. Would you be watching this video if content wasn't king? How to maintain, jackass on Twitter, how to maintain that high vibration in times of fear and doubt. I think it's hard to maintain it. I think you just need to avoid losing it. Losing your frequency is maybe you're doing dumb shit. Maybe you're drinking a lot on the weekends. Maybe you're just letting go of your creative energy. I would suggest semen retention for most men out there, to be honest. I think it does have an effect for men. I don't know what I would suggest to women because I have never felt what it is like. So for guys, semen retention, stop drinking, stop smoking weed, stop doing anything that makes you feel low. Okay. Thoughts on white labeled SaaS like Go High Level? I know a lot of people are getting into these models where you're more so aligned and focused with what is the easiest way to deliver to make money. But I think that's the wrong thing to focus on when you're starting out. When you're starting out, the thing you need to focus on is high ticket, high profit margins. Because without high ticket and high profit margins, you will never pay for this equipment to make videos. You will never pay for employees. You will never pay for anything, right? So if you have, let's say, like an audience of 0, nobody knows you, and you're trying to sell $100, $200, $300 thing a month, it will take you 10 people, 10 clients to make $3,000. But with $3,000, who are you going to hire? No one, right? So I think this is the wrong thing. The only people I would suggest focusing on software as a service are to people who already have the audience. So, someone like Iman could start up a SaaS and scale it to like multiple 7 figures, potentially even 8 figures. Anybody who has a great following on YouTube could just start it up and make money. We have a lot of clients who are using Go High Level actually, and that also represents good cash. I think we make over 6 figures a year just from that, but it's because I already have the base. If you don't have it, don't focus on $100, focus on $100,000, focus on $10,000, focus on $5,000 from a client, right? Because it's the same amount of energy to sell someone a $100 product as it is to sell them a $10,000 product or service. Mattia asked me, what's your content strategy? Do you have a monthly plan, or you choose week per week? I don't have a content strategy. I just shoot. If I have an idea, I shoot. If I get someone saying something dumb on the internet, or I get someone giving a dumb objection to my team, I'll literally create a content video to handle that objection, right? And he also asked, will short-form content agencies as a niche become saturated? It's not that it will become saturated, but it will become commoditized, meaning everybody will be fighting to charge the lowest prices, right? So I think that, and you also asked like, hey, how do you differentiate yourself in short-form content? I made a video, or I even covered this in the webinar, that goes over the $500,000 thesis, right? So I shared this thesis around how you can actually not only just focus on content and the distribution, but how you actually convert that attention into sales for the client that you're working with. If you can take care of content, get the client attention, and then also help them convert that attention into sales, well, it's impossible for you to never not have a job or a client, because those are the 2 main things that every business owner needs. They need attention, and they need someone to convert that attention into money. You can either, create communities for them, place setters in those communities so they can, engage with the people and then convert them onto calls, or you can generally just get the attention, send them to a funnel, VSL, and then close for your client, right? Now, you don't need to do all these 3 things because most people won't even be able to afford these 3 mechanisms, but those are just some ideas you can do to differentiate yourself. Someone asked, Chronic said, how is your profit margin? We're around, I would say 50% profit margins. Some months they're lower because some months we're just spending like crazy. But yeah, 50% profit margins. But I'm spending 100 to 150 grand a month on my team and my back end. So it does definitely cost a lot to do what we do, right? James asked, how do you keep employees motivated and accountable? Make sure the vision is big, and secondly, pay them well. I see so many people are like, oh, my team is not doing this, my team is not doing that. And I've also caught myself behaving and going that path of thinking that way. But then I'm like, well, I'm not paying them enough to care. You're not paying your team enough to care. If you pay your team enough to care, they will care, and they'll make you the wealthiest person on earth, right? But focus on getting your team to care, okay? Best offers in 2023. Anything around generating attention for people. Of course, short form content, paid advertising will also be good. Paid advertising mixed in with a content strategy, meaning you actually advertise the content and you don't actually advertise like an ad, right? The next thing would be appointment setting, trendy like crazy because of how many people are actually online with offers but who can't actually book calls to actually sell. Closing as a service is super valuable, right? I think it's, besides appointment setting, closing is also one of the most painful problem that is out there. And the next one is building systems, super good if you know. But the thing is, you'll never be really good at creating systems if you've never built them for yourself. So you actually have to have experienced the pain that you solve with those systems for you to build an amazing systems as an offer, right? So those are really three things: attention, conversion mechanisms like appointment setting and closing, and how do you actually sustain that throughput. You build systems, so building systems. Jacob asks, what will the webinar be about? So March 26th at 12 p.m. It's a Sunday. I've decided that I'm going to be doing half a mil thesis webinar 2.0. What this webinar will be about, it will be about all the things that we've learned and all the results that we've generated, that our clients have generated since the last webinar. So I did it the first one I did was in December 18th. So it's been now almost 3 months. So I'm going to be sharing the results that we got from everybody who implemented the insights that I shared in the half a mil thesis, right? In the last 60 days, we've had more success than we've had in the whole year of 2021. And I'm not talking about our company, I'm talking about our client companies, right? It's been crazy. So please, I'll leave a link below. If you want to join the half a mil thesis, you can opt in, you'll receive the Zoom link for the call. And yeah, I promise that I'm going to be dropping some bangers. I'm excited for it, by the way. I had some people ask questions about growthspecialist.io too. Brandon asked, when do new spots open up for gs.io? Growthspecialist.io's next cohort, so this is the third one, will be opening up on Wednesday. I think it will be, what date? Let me pick the date. So it will be the 8th. So March 8th, we will be opening up more slots for growthspecialist.io. And the next slots will be open up the following Wednesday, right? So every Wednesday you have 24-hour gap to sign up. If you do not sign up in those 24 hours, you will not be able to sign up. You'll have to wait for the following weeks, right? We have right now around 430 something people who are on the wait list. And we're only letting 25 people in every week because we want to limit how many people get in so we can actually make sure that we perfect the program every week when people are joining in. So we actually want to give you time to ask the right questions so we can build the product to solve the problem properly. Will asked, can I pay with Apple Pay? I don't know if you can pay with Apple Pay, but you probably can. You'll need to test that. He said, what time will it open for cohort 3? I live in Australia, so I'll set an alarm or else I'll stay up. I think it will be available around 9 a.m. Eastern. So I believe it will probably be around 9 p.m. for you or later. I don't know. So yeah, 9 a.m. Eastern Wednesday, that's when we open up the gates. Has anyone who's joined gs.io got an offer and started making money yet? I'm getting a lot of people are asking me like, hey, do you place growth specialists.io? Do you place growth specialists? And but the thing is, we haven't built the backend to be able to support placement of GSs. Then that will take at least a few more months before we start doing it. But to answer your question, no, we haven't necessarily placed GSs yet. And those who have, because it's only been 2 weeks that the program has been available. So right now it's not yet ready. All right, someone asked, who is the Growth Specialist.io program for? So I believe that the Growth Specialist.io program is really for 2 people. It's for the people who have been sold the idea of building a business, but they've been struggling because they can't generate attention and sales calls for their business, right? So And this for this person, they'll probably be making less than 8K a month. If you're doing less than 8K a month, then GSio is going to be amazing for you. We have clients who are already doing more than 6 figures a year who've actually joined the program so they can get their setters in our program. So, you know, if you're running a business but haven't really dialed down your appointment setting, this is the perfect thing for you. The next people are people who actually want to get online and start earning money online. And maybe you've actually have been interested in starting an agency or a consulting business, but you haven't really mastered the art of acquisition. Then Growth Specialist will also be great because it will give you the foundation that you need to make anything successful and to also go in companies and help them scale their companies organically, right? So that's that. All right, so someone asked, this will be the last question. Someone asked about the $500,000 program and what are the deliverables in the program. So for those who don't know, our main program is called the $500,000 Systems Implementation Program. And what happens in that program is that companies will come to us, agencies, consultants, people running coaching businesses, they will come to us, and what they really need is they need their offers dialed in, so they need offer refinement. A lot of people have offers that the market does not want, and that's why they've been struggling for a long time. So what we do is, because we have 1,200 businesses that we've helped in the last 2 years, so we've seen what offers work and what don't work, right? So the first thing that we do is we'll look at your offer and then tell you that if you need to change the offer, we'll help you change it. But if we just need to change the sales angle, then we'll help you build a new sales angle, okay? Once we've done with that, then we build 2 acquisition systems. We will build you an appointment setting team, okay, made up of $3 an hour VAs who will actually go ahead and do outreach for you and start doing 200 to 300 outreach on your behalf, right? The reason why we do this is because so many people fail, not because they don't know what to do, but because they can't consistently do the things that is needed to be done, which is outreach. So we'll actually train, you'll come in the first 7 to 10 days, we'll build your outbound prospecting workflow, we'll train the setters on this outbound prospecting workflow, and then they'll start working for you full-time or part-time, however you want it, right? And then the next thing is we'll build a cold email system that is automated, where you're sending 600 to 1,000 emails per day, and that you're getting 5 to 10 to 20 interested prospects every day from cold email. So the setters and the cold email merged together makes it inevitable for you not to be able to generate at least an extra 15, 25K every 90 days in new revenue, in new MRR. And then we support you for the next 6 months, and we help you get on content. Content is super important. A lot of people don't know why. A lot of people are actually still sleeping on content, but I understand them. It's because most people will never actually start putting out content because it's hard. So our goal is to help you build the thing that makes it inevitable for you not to be able to add an extra 50K in the next 6 to 12 months to your monthly recurring revenue. That's about it.